All right, we're going to look at an example of how we would dimension in Inventor. Have this piece here, okay, and I'll give you the drawing of that, and you can draw it. I will not go over how to draw this. It's a relatively simple drawing to make. Okay, and what we're going to do with that is we're going to make a detailed drawing out of it and put these dimensions in here. Okay, so here's my part. Now, one thing I want to point out before I start is I have two counterbores. I have one here and then one here, and I drew them two different ways. Okay, this one here I drew as a hole. Okay, so what I did, okay, is I drew a hole, a counterbore, and here's the dimension for the counterbore. Okay, the second one, which is this one, what I did on this one was I drew a circle and then extruded it. Okay, so I drew those two different ways to show you how they're going to be handled when we make our dimension drawing. Okay, so I'm going to go here, and the way we're going to do this, we're going to open up our drawing and I'm going to make a title block. This is in inches. Okay, and the first thing I'm going to do is go up here and I'm going to pick Save As, and I'm going to call it something different. Okay, so I don't overwrite my title block. Okay, so let's say I'll call this dimension, dimension, how about example? Okay, so now you see they changed my drawing number to example. Okay, I'm going to go to base. It's going to pick the one that I've worked on last. Again, if it doesn't, I'll go here, open an existing drawing, and then find it. Okay, I'm going to drag this one over this way. Okay, I'll put this guy here, I'll put one here, and I'll put an isometric up here and pick OK. The first thing that we're going to want to do is put in our center lines for all our holes. Now, there's two different ways that we can do it. We can go up here to annotate, and then we can pick, here's a center line, here's a center line bisector, here's a center mark, and here's if we have a pattern. So I could take like the center mark and I could put it right on that one. Okay, and there I'll put my center line. I could put them on all those holes. Okay, for this one down here, I could go to the bisector, put one there and there. Okay, but there is an easier way. So I'm going to delete those. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick the view. You'll see the dotted line. I'll hold my shift button down and I'll pick all three views. Okay, I'm going to right click and you'll see automate center lines. Okay, and here's what to apply it to. We're going to apply it to everything. Now we can do to the circular view or to the side view, and we're going to pick both. Okay, because we want to do both of those, and we'll pick OK. And you'll see that it put all our center lines except for this one here that we made with the circle command. It didn't put that one in. Okay, so what we're going to do on those is we'll go up here, click on the center, pick that one, and then the bisector, and we'll pick this one and that one. Okay, now you'll notice that our center lines, okay, look like solid lines there. To fix that, I go up to Manage and Style Editor. Okay, and I go up to my standard and my default standard ANSI, and here I have a global line scale, and I'm going to change that to like 0.25. I'll make it something smaller. I'll pick Save. Okay, and now I have some decent center lines. Now this one here I can take and make it look a little nicer there. Probably up on this one I may want to take this one, stretch it out this way a little bit. Okay, you never want to end it right on that line. Okay, I'll bring this one out here and I'll bring this one to meet it to show that they're on the same lines. Okay, and I could bring this one out here, Bring this one down to here, this one up to here so they meet each other. And I'm probably going to be dimensioning to here and to here, so I could bring them down if I'd like. Okay, so now I have all my center lines. Okay, now I'm going to start dimensioning. Now, I'm going to pick a view, and I'm going to draw my locations first. So I'm going to look at this top view because I can put the location of these holes right here. Now I'm going to pick this line right here as our datum, and I'm going to go up here to annotate, and I'm going to pick baseline. Okay, now let me show you before I do that. I can go here to dimension and then pick from this line to that center. Whoops. Let me zoom up a little bit. Dimension from this line, okay, to the center there. And then I could do from this line to that center. Again, I'm having a hard time with that. This line to this center, drag that down. But I can use a baseline dimension. I'm going to say from the baseline, I'm going to pick this line, this center, this center, this center, and this edge. Okay, so I picked all those. I right click and I pick continue. Now it doesn't know where I want it. I can put it this way or I can put it this way. I want to bring it down here, so I click here. Now here's the tricky part. I have to right click again and pick create. Okay, and now we've put all my dimensions in there. Okay, so I am in pretty good shape with that. Now I need to locate these holes. Okay, I'm going to locate it from this line to the center and then between the centers. Now I didn't put a dimension from this center to this center, okay, because they're not related. These two are probably related to each other since they're exactly the same. So I'm going to go up here to dimension, and I'll pick from this line to the center. I'll drag it over, and then I'll put a dimension from this center to that center. Now if I drag it right over there, it'll click right to the right spot. Okay, so that gives me those dimensions. Now I probably want to put a dimension from here to the center, right there, and from here to here, which is right there. Okay, so I probably now have all the dimensions I need there. Now a couple of different things. One thing you'll see that, for example, this dimension here is 3 decimal places and this is 3 decimal places. I can highlight it, hold my shift down, whoops, let me cancel that, escape, get out of the dimension command, highlight this one, hold the shift button down, highlight this one, right click, and you'll see precision, and I'll go down to 3 places. Okay, and that will create my 3 decimal places. Okay, now I'm going to look at this view, okay, and see what I need to dimension there. One of the things I'll need to do is the size of this cylinder. So I'll go here, baseline, dimension here to here, drag that up. Notice it automatically puts the diameter symbol there for me. Okay, I want a dimension from here to here. Now again, that dimension I could put over here, but this shows better what that dimension is going to. Okay, I need the thickness of this line here, so I'll go to dimension again, from here to here, drag that one down. Okay, from here to here, got that one, and then from here to the very top, which is there, and line them up. Okay, and again, this one here is 3 decimal places, so I'll right click on it. I'll go precision, 3 places, and there I have my dimensions. Okay, now on this one, I need dimension from here to here, and then dimension of that slot. So I go dimension, here to here, and from here to here. Okay, now I can put it right there because they match up pretty nice. Okay, now I also need the dimension from here to the center of that hole. Okay, and that's going to come over here. Now that dimension is 3 decimal places as well. Right click, or I can double click on it, and you'll see here I can change that right there to 3 decimal places. Okay, so I pretty much have all the size, the locations. Now I just got to put the sizes. Okay, so here I'll pick this one here. Now I'm going to use hole and thread for this one. Okay, click on it and it automatically knows. Okay, and I can put it either way. Let me see, I might put it this way. I'll show you how to fix that. I'm going to put that there. I have this one here. Okay, again, you'll notice since I use the hole command that it automatically put all the right sizes there. Okay, I need one here. Again, there put the countersink. Okay, now I need a radius here, so I can just go to dimension. Now you have to be careful. You might have to zoom up. If it goes to the center point there, it doesn't pick it. You have to pick it over like here. Okay, and then go out a little bit until it looks nice, and then this one as well. And pick OK. All right. Now up here, these are. This one's good. Now this one here is good. Now I need this one here. I'm going to go to center and hole again. I'm going to click on this guy. But notice that is a counterbore, but it didn't put the counterbore symbol there. That's because we just drew circles. Okay, so I have to fix that one. Okay, so to fix it, I'm going to double click on it. Okay, now you'll see that there's a diameter symbol. This is the diameter, the down symbol, or the depth symbol, and then that is the depth. Okay, now this is the hole. So what I have to do is I'm going to go here, and I'm going to put in there. Okay, let's see, that's 50. That is the counterbore. So I'm going to go here where this is, and I'm going to go down to counterbore. Tell it it's a counterbore. Okay, now what I have to do, now that's showing me the outside, the counterbore. I have to put the size of the drill. So again, double click on it. I'll put my cursor right there at the beginning. I'll hit enter. Now what I need to do is say diameter. Okay, and then I put that diameter is 0.25 space, and then the word through. T-H-R-U. My T's not working. T-H-R-U. Okay, so you can see that it would have been much easier if I would have used the counterbore symbol when I drew it, or the hole command. Now, my dimension shouldn't be going past this line. Now I can take, and whichever one my first view was, and I could just move it over, and it moves over all the dimensions for me. Okay, all right. Now we need a couple more things here. Let's see, check our dimensions. They're good, they're good. Make sure all our decimal places are correct. Make sure we're pointing to everything. We have everything located. Okay, now what I need to do is I'll go up here, right click, and go down to eye properties. And on the summary, okay, the title of this is dimension example. Okay, and I'll pick OK. And you'll notice it doesn't show up here. That's because that is over here, okay, on this drawing. So I'll right click here, go down to eye properties, summary. This is dimension example. Okay, the company is Camden County, make sure County College. And apparently I have to spell spell it right. I'm hard to have my T here. Okay, and then I'll go to my material under physical, and let's say that this, let's make it out of aluminum. We'll do 6106 or 6061. Pick OK. I'll save it. I'll back over to this one. Now you'll see that it put my material, the title, and the name. Okay, so that is how we would dimension. Okay, again, we have to make sure we don't have any duplicate dimensions. We have to make sure that none of these cross and follow all the rules that we use for dimensioning. Now, one thing I might do is I'm going to double click on this one. I'm going to make it this. I like to make this one shaded. Okay, do not make these views shaded. Okay, that's just a bad idea. Okay, I mean, you can do that. I mean, if I go here to shaded, okay, and you might think that looks pretty, but all you're doing is wasting ink. Okay, so I gotta fix that. Make this to here. Okay, or I'll just undo it till it goes away. All right, so that gives you an idea how to dimension.